that okay?
No, I'm joking.
So are you a survivalist or are you like looking forward?
I'm looking forward.
How does that work for you? How are you able to look forward? Like what's your inner experience?
I've always looked forward. I've always had to look forward. I've not really had a choice in life, I don't think. I think my parents were so absent that it created an environment where I didn't have a choice. It's like if you wanted lunch money, it's not going to appear out of anywhere. If you want to eat today, it's not going to appear. Parents aren't home, so you have to go figure stuff out. I had the same external pressures of trying to fit in at school or all these pressures that anyone has, but I had an absence of dictation. So I had to figure it out and run experiments. So as an adult, I'm still doing that now.
Okay, that frightens me. So my guess is that if you try to sit still, you start to panic.
Oh, I really struggle with stillness.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a different problem. Not the answer I was looking
Did you find
for.
out I was a psychopath or something? What have you figured out?
No, I mean, so you can't be still, right? So this is trauma. Like, I mean, I can't diagnose you with anything, but I want you, this is actually a great example because your productivity is running away from something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
Right? It's crazy. Like you're not running towards something, you're not building something. I mean, you're building something, you're building something great.
Yeah.
And I see this so much, it's a concept that I call toxic fuel, right? But you're like, oh my God, unless I build something, because you're panicked. Like if I don't do it for myself, no one will do it for me. That's fucking sad, bro.
Is it?
Yes. Right? So like we're talking about having kids one day. Like, do you want your kid to be able to count on you, or do you want them to grow up in an environment where like they can't count on anyone? They have to if they want lunch money, they have to go out and get it.
I would rather them be able to count on me and our parents. You're getting emotional.
Yeah.
Why?
Are you getting emotional?
No, because I'm so used to it. I'm so accustomed to it.
Yeah.
For me, there's no, when you say it's sad, I'm like, really? It's just my life. It was my life. So, do you know what I mean?
Now this is I'm getting emotional because you're getting emotional.
What do you mean?
So just because you don't feel it doesn't mean that it isn't activating.
Okay.
Right? So I know you don't, this is normal for me. It's sad and you're numb, right? So once again, you've been exposed to this so many times, but like you think, like that's why, like how do I know, am I some psychic where I know that, okay, if you try to sit still, you're gonna panic? Like no, like I'm getting that from you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Some of it's logical, but like you know, you say I'm looking forward. It's just the way that you said it implies for me like what is going on in your mind. There's a desperation to your forward momentum.
Yes.
Right? That's not good, bro.
I know.
Right? But here's the problem is you love it. You love it. Because if you didn't have it, where would you be?
100%. I completely agree with everything you're saying.
You're not answering the question.
Oh, you want me to answer the question? Where would I be?
No, I want you to think about why it's hard for you to answer the question.
I didn't even hear the question.
Okay.
Where would I be?
That's interesting in and of itself.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a question. So where would I be if I didn't have it? I don't know. And I think about this a lot. I think about this all the time. Because sometimes you can like fantasize about living a completely different life. And I put myself there on the beach or in Bali or something, and I just go like that. I would be so irritated. Like irritated, not as in like annoyed, irritated as in, as you said, like not being able to sit still. I would be so like, I'd end up building a hut, or I'd end up like, you know. Yes, I like when I have that fantasy of like run away from my life and start from zero on a beach somewhere, I go, I'll just find myself back here again. Because I'll do something on the hut, I'll build a skyscraper on the hut or something.
Trauma is not really the right word, but it is kind of the right word. So this is what I mean. So you are controlled by these impulses within you.
I would say yes.
It's crazy, right?
I always liken it to being driven and dragged, and I go, I think I'm dragged a little bit.
Yeah.
And I love your phrase, toxic fuel.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So you're all of your growth, and this is what happens. This is why men get so stuck in this cycle, because that's the only way we know how to motivate ourselves, right? It is running away from the panic, using the fear, and maybe this is a bit much, but I think like you know, I would bet money that there was a time in your life where you were a no one and you were like, fuck this, never again. And you were like, I'm gonna run away from, like, I'm never gonna do this again. It was so incredibly painful. And then that's what fuels you. And if you stop, I would bet money that the panic that you feel is connected to that moment in your life when you're like, never again. Who knows?
Yes.
Okay.
No, yeah. I mean, it's funny because I was thinking as you said it, and I was reflecting on this day when I was younger, and I walked to this park. It was late at night, and this kid called Sam, he started calling me the N-word. And in that moment, I don't know why I always think of this moment, but you've got this real disconnection because I'm the only black kid there anyway. This is like Devon in 1990, whatever. And I thought we were so different. Our family was so different anyway. And just that moment of feeling totally disconnected because you don't look like anyone else. You don't sound like anyone else. Your curly hair, your different color skin. And that just real sense of disconnection. And I think that kind of sort of permeated a lot of my early upbringing was this shame, this insecurity, this disconnection. And then you compound that with your parents being away. And so when I talk about my parents not being in the house much when I was younger, I still had this disconnection and this shame, but now I had this big void of freedom to do something about it, which meant I could start a business. I could sell some stuff. And if I sell some stuff, I can buy some shoes, and the shoes are going to make me fit in.